Most capable women are not waiting for more proof. They already have proof. The degree, the experience, the result, the people who trust them, the rooms they have already earned their way into. But still, there is this quiet voice. They picked the wrong person. You're not that good. Any moment now, they will find out. Who do you think you are? And whether it shows up before a meeting, after a compliment, when you get an opportunity, or when you're about to do something bigger, we can all agree on this. You are too capable to keep living like your success was an accident. So, for the next few minutes, I want to show you what is actually happening when that not enough voice gets loud. And I'll give you one simple practice to help you stop treating that voice like a truth. Put yes in the comments if you have ever achieved something, been chosen for something, or received an opportunity, and instead of celebrating, you immediately thought, what if I'm not good enough for this? So, I want to talk about something that does not always show on the outside. Because from the outside, people may see someone as capable, prepared, smart, responsible, experienced, reliable, or professional. But inside, there can be a very different conversation happening. Inside, there may be a voice saying, you got lucky. You need to work harder so no one questions you. You cannot relax yet. You need to prove this was not a mistake. And this is what many people call imposter syndrome. But today, I do not want to talk about it like a label. I want to talk about how it actually feels. It feels like walking into a room you earned, but still feeling like you need permission to be there. It feels like having evidence that you are capable, but still not letting the evidence land. It feels like being seen from the outside while still doubting yourself from the inside. And that is exhausting because you're not only doing the work, you're doing the work while fighting the fear that someone will find out you do not belong. And you see, the not enough voice is not the truth, it's an old protective pattern. So, the first thing I want you to hear is this: the voice that says you're not enough is not automatically truth. It is an old protective pattern, a part that you've learned. Maybe stay small, do not stand out, do not make mistakes, do not be too visible, do not give people a reason to criticize you, do not take up too much space, do not trust success too much because it might disappear. And maybe that voice once tried to protect you. Maybe there were moments in your life where being visible did not feel safe. And maybe being criticized hurt you deeply. Maybe you were blamed unfairly. Maybe someone made you feel small before you even had the world to understand what was happening. And maybe you learned early that blending in felt safer than being fully seen. For me, some of that started very young. In kindergarten, one of the teachers often picked on me, and she blamed me for things I had not done. She blamed me for everything. I was criticized, I was punished. I had to stand in the corner for something I did not do and I did not understand. And as a small child, I did not have the ability to say, this is not mine. I did not have the ability to understand that the adults were bringing, or she was bringing her own story, her own unresolved issues in the room. So a little part of me learned: do not speak too much, do not make it worse, stay small, blend in. And that kind of imprint can stay with you, not as a clear memory every day, but as a feeling, as a hesitation, a contraction, a voice that appears when you're about to be seen. And this is why the not enough voice can feel so convincing. Not because it's true, but because it is familiar. And more achievement does not automatically create more self trust or safety. And here's the part that surprised me for a long time. I thought if I achieved more, I would feel more confident. If I got more experienced, I would feel ready. If I received recognition, I would finally relax. If someone chose me, invited me, trusted me, or validated me, then maybe I would feel enough. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all because the outside can grow faster than your self trust. Your opportunities can grow, your visibility can grow, your business can grow, your title can grow, your responsibilities can grow, your success can grow. But if your inner state is still built around proving, then every new level becomes a new place to feel exposed. And that is why success can sometimes intensify the fear because now there is more to lose, more people watching, more expectation, more chances to be judged, more pressure to prove that you deserve what you have. So you over prepare, you over deliver, you over explain, and you say yes when you mean no, and you celebrate quietly if at all, and you do not let yourself fully receive the good things because part of you is already preparing for it to be taken away. And no matter how much you do, the feeling is still not enough. This is the loop. Because the not enough voice says, prove more. So you prove more. Then the voice says, but what if that was luck? So you prove again. Then the voice says, but now you have to maintain it. So you work harder. And slowly, your life becomes less about expression and more about protection, less about purpose and more about proving, less about joy and more about making sure no one questions your place. Put proving in the comments if you know the exhaustion of trying to prove you belong somewhere you already are. And the shift is not more proof. The shift is seeing the voice differently. You see, this is the authority piece I want to take you with today. And you do not break the not enough loop by collecting more proof. No. Proof can help, of course. Experience can help, practice can help, yes. But the deeper shift is this: you start seeing that not enough voice is a thought, not the truth. And that does not mean you fight it. It does not mean you pretend it's not there or true. It does not mean you force yourself to be confident. It means just to notice, to be aware. Oh, this is the old voice. This is the pattern, and this is the thought that appears when I'm about to be more visible. And this is the part of me that thinks shrinking will keep me safe. And then you do not hand it the steering wheel. Because a thought can sound urgent, a thought can sound personal, a thought can sound like a warning, but that does not mean it is a wisdom. Your inner wisdom feels different. It is quieter, steadier. It does not shame you. It does not panic. It does not tell you to disappear. It may still say prepare, pause, practice, ask for support, take the next step, but it does not say you do not belong. That is not wisdom, that is fear. And just do this simple practice today. Use it the next time that the old enough voice shows up. Maybe before a meeting, before posting something, before applying for an opportunity, or before speaking up, before raising your price, before making a decision or letting yourself be seen. So pause and ask those three questions, the following three questions. Is this voice protecting me or guiding me? You see, protection often sounds like hide, do not try, do not risk it, do not be seen, do not make a mistake. And guidance sounds more like prepare, take one step, ask a good question, slow down, speak honestly, stay with yourself, and there is a difference between those two. The second question to ask is what evidence am I refusing to let in? Because when we feel like imposters, we often dismiss the evidence. Someone compliments us and we say, they're just being nice. We succeed and we say, it was luck. We are chosen and we say, they probably did not have anyone better. We do good work and we say, it is still not enough. So ask yourself, what evidence am I not allowing myself to receive? Maybe someone trusted you. Maybe you prepared well. Maybe you have experience. Maybe you have helped people. Maybe you have done hard things before. Maybe you do care deeply. Maybe you're learning and that counts too. And the third question is what would I do if I did not need to prove I belong? No, not if you had no fear, not if you were perfect, not if everyone approved. Just what would I do if I stopped using this moment to prove my worth? And maybe you would speak more simply, or you would stop over explaining, or you would just apply something, or you would say no, or you would celebrate, or you would let the compliment land, or you would do the work without turning it into a trial of your identity. And that's the practice. Is this voice protecting me or guiding me? What evidence am I refusing to let in? What would I do if I did not need to prove I belong? And that is how you begin to step out of the not enough loop. Not by becoming louder, but by becoming less obedient to fear. And you do not need to wait until you feel ready. You see, you do not need to wait until the not enough voice disappears before you move. Because if you wait until you do, or until you never doubt yourself, you may wait forever. The goal is not to never hear the voice again. The goal is to stop letting the voice make decisions. You can hear, what if I fail, and still take the next step. You can hear, they may judge me, and still speak. You can hear, who am I to do this? And answer, I'm someone who is willing to begin. You can hear, you're not ready, and say, maybe I'm not fully ready, but I am ready enough for the next step. And that is the willingness to stay with yourself while you move. And the more you do that, the quieter the voice becomes. Not because it never visits, but because it no longer runs the show. The show. So remember, you do not need more proof before you are allowed to believe in yourself. You do not need another achievement before you are allowed to belong. You do not need to become more perfect before you take the next step. And if this life helped you see the not enough voice differently today, subscribe because I'm going live for 30 days. And for today, remember this. The not enough voice may be loud, but loud does not mean true. You belong there, and you always did.